In the reflection, I saw Sophia and Daniel, their hands pressed against the glass, whispering, "Stay with us. You look just like me." I swung a broken chair into the mirror. It didn't shatter, it bled. The house folded in on itself, the halls stretching and twisting in impossible loops.
You are listening to the Fearcast. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
It was supposed to be the perfect Halloween. Just the four of us. Me, Emily Carter, my boyfriend Daniel Reed, our best friend Ryan Matthews, and his wife Sophia Matthews. We planned this weekend for months, an escape from the city, from work, from routines. Just us, two couples, renting a massive Victorian mansion deep in the woods, a place called the house on Cranmore Hill. It was infamous for its haunted stories, strange architecture, and whispered disappearances. For us, it was a Halloween thrill. We didn't want street parties or overhyped clubs. We wanted something intimate, dangerous, secret. But what they didn't know, what I already knew, was that Daniel and Sophia weren't just friends. I'd seen the texts, the late-night calls, the quiet meetings. They thought I was clueless. I wasn't. I wanted to catch them. I wanted to see them fail, to break them where they thought they were safest. What I didn't know was that the house had been waiting for us, for me, to destroy us in ways I could never imagine. When we arrived on Friday night, the house was a towering skeleton wrapped in ivy and shadows, the porch sagging beneath our feet, the windows fogged with age. It looked like it had been waiting to be fed. The air inside clung to us, stale, heavy, as if the walls had been holding their breath. We played along, pretending we weren't already unnerved. That night, we drank too much wine, carved jack-o'-lanterns, and played horror trivia. Sophia's laughter was louder than everyone else's. Her glances at Daniel were too frequent, too careful. I caught her brushing his arm, holding her gaze on his lips when she thought Ryan wasn't watching. Ryan found a dusty wooden box buried behind a rotting dresser, inside a folded parchment titled "The Mirror Room." The rules were written like a dare. One by one, enter the mirror room. Speak your truth aloud. The house will listen. The house will keep your lies. Sophia's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Let's play," she whispered, her voice a little too eager. She leaned in close to me and teased, "Unless someone's afraid to tell the truth." I smiled coldly. I wasn't afraid. I wanted this. The mirror room was upstairs, suffocatingly cold, filled with dust and the smell of mildew. The tall, cracked mirror stretched nearly to the ceiling. We lit a single candle, its flame flickering as if struggling to breathe. One by one, we stepped inside. Ryan went first. When he came back, his face was pale, but he brushed it off with a laugh. Sophia followed, she stayed longer. When she returned, her eyes flickered away from mine. Daniel was next, his shoulders stiff, his mouth pressed tight. I was last. Alone in the room, I whispered into the mirror, "I know about Daniel and Sophia." The candle hissed and blew out by itself. The air pressed against my skin like wet cloth. I felt something cold breathe down my neck. From that moment, the house changed. The mirrors across the mansion glitched and lagged, some running seconds behind reality, others showing people who weren't in the room. I saw Daniel in the kitchen, though he sat beside me. I saw Sophia's reflection holding Daniel's hand, even when she was in another room. At times, I heard my own voice echoing from behind the mirrors, whispering things I never said. And sometimes I saw a figure, tall, dark, its head tilted unnaturally, lurking just behind me in the glass. Doors opened and closed by themselves. Shadows stretched across the floors when no one was moving. Sophia claimed she heard knocking from inside the walls. Around 3 a.m., Ryan went to the basement to grab more wine and never came back. Sophia went to find him. I stayed with Daniel, my anger boiling to the surface. I confronted him, and his silence betrayed him. His trembling hands gave him away. He admitted it. He'd been seeing Sophia for months. I wanted to slap him. I wanted to hurt him. Instead, I kissed him. Hard. Desperate. He pinned me to the wall, our bodies tangled in a dangerous, angry heat. His hand slid beneath my shirt, mine tangled in his hair, our breathing ragged, our lips clashing with both hate and hunger. When I opened my eyes, I caught our reflection in the window. And it wasn't me, it was Sophia. He was kissing Sophia. I shoved him away, horrified. I ran upstairs, following the twisted halls where the mirrors guided me, showing impossible things. Sophia's reflection lying with Daniel, her hands pulling me toward her in the glass. I found the attic door, now wide open. The attic mirror pulsed as if alive, its cracked surface bleeding something dark. In the reflection, I saw Sophia and Daniel, their hands pressed against the glass, whispering, "Stay with us. You look just like me." I swung a broken chair into the mirror. It didn't shatter, it bled. The house folded in on itself, the halls stretching and twisting in impossible loops. Shadows crept toward me, wrapping around my legs like cold vines. Ryan was gone. His reflection sat frozen in a hallway mirror, unmoving, trapped. Sophia's shadow drifted through the house, independent of her body, slipping in and out of the mirrors. Daniel's face pressed against the attic glass, his mouth wide open in a silent scream, his eyes pleading for something I couldn't give. The corridors twisted around me like the house was breathing. Every door I opened led to the same hallway. Every mirror showed me trapped versions of myself, bleeding, crying, begging to get out. I screamed Daniel's name, but the house answered me instead, whispering my secrets back to me through the walls. Sophia's laugh echoed from places I couldn't reach, circling me like a predator. I could see shadows moving inside the mirrors, pacing as if waiting for me to give up. The house was no longer a building, it was alive. I stumbled into a small drawing room I hadn't seen before. The fireplace burned with a cold blue flame, and in the center of the room sat a large circular mirror hanging from the ceiling like a pendulum. I saw Ryan's reflection trapped inside it, his fists pounding, his mouth open in silent screams. The mirror tilted and swung like it was watching me. Behind Ryan's reflection, that same eyeless creature was creeping toward him. I tried to shatter the glass with a brass poker, but the mirror absorbed the blow, pulsing with every strike. The house began playing games with me. It replayed memories from earlier that evening. I watched Daniel and Sophia sitting too close, whispering too softly, laughing too sweetly. Scenes I had lived through, but now they were looping in the mirrors like taunts. I chased the sounds of their voices, only to be led back to the mirror room. The mirror now pulsed like a living heart, its surface covered in moving handprints that pressed outward from the other side. I could hear Sophia's voice. Just let go. It's easier here. A door appeared at the end of the hallway, a way out. I sprinted toward it, but the floorboards softened, gripping my shoes like mud. I tore myself free, running harder, the shadow creatures crawling out of the cracks behind me. I pushed through the door and slammed it shut, locking it with trembling hands. I found myself in a library filled with dust-covered journals. Pages fluttered on their own, spinning through the air, landing open to the same words. You will stay. In the corner, I saw a framed photo. It was us, but in the picture, I was missing. I pushed deeper into the house's twisting belly, passing rooms filled with rotten furniture and overturned chairs. Mirrors cracked as I passed them, bleeding dark liquid that pooled at my feet. I found a grand dining hall with the remains of a half-eaten feast, decayed and covered in cobwebs, as if someone had prepared it decades ago and simply walked away. In the head seat sat a mirror, perfectly polished, showing Sophia sitting there, smiling, her reflection tapping the table, waiting for me to join her. You have reached a checkpoint. To save your progress, click the subscribe button.